The Wabash Valley's most accurate and reliable newscast continues. With Storm Team 10's Eric Stidman.
Well, talk about a cool morning to pump gas out there this morning. Rondrell and I were talking in the break there. I know there's one filling station in Vincennes where the gas station attendant will fill it up for you, but here in Terre Haute, it sounds like you're out of luck. If you have to pump gas this morning, it's going to be cold out there. And we do have a winter weather advisory in effect for all the counties you see here in purple through noon Eastern tomorrow, and that's because of some snowfall we're going to see tonight into tomorrow morning, which could make travel kind of tricky, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But this morning, as you're heading out the door, go out, start the car, grab all the cold weather gear because it's another cold start to our day. Not as cold as yesterday, but still cold out there. 6 in Terre Haute this morning, 4 in Paris, 9 in Casey, 10 in Robinson, 11 in Vincennes. And yesterday morning we had these gusty winds out there, 15 miles per hour sustained. This morning it's not nearly that bad. 6 out of the northwest in Terre Haute, 6 out of the northwest Robinson, 5 in Vincennes, and then when you factor in those single digits, we were talking about 6 in Terre Haute, and then we had that wind at 6. Well, that makes a -4 wind chill, and that's what it feels like to your skin. I know because of these temperatures and then the darkness, from what I understand, there are some school delays out there this morning. To see your school corporation or your child's school corporation to see if they're on a delay this morning. Look for that information on our website, WTHI-TV.com, and of course across the bottom of your screen. Now, besides the schools being on delay this morning, we have another snowmaker that'll be pushing in. Now, we've already had a couple snowmakers this winter, so this isn't anything new, but the tricky thing about this one is it's going to fall overnight and into the morning hours when many of us are getting up and heading for work and school and things like that. So we could have some tricky travel tomorrow morning. Here's the leading edge of an area of low pressure that's pushing into the Wabash Valley out of the Central Plains, and we'll have a little bit of sunshine today, but then the clouds will begin to build in ahead of this system. So our daytime today will be dry, but we'll see some more clouds. This is Futurecast at 7, and you see the leading edge of that cloud deck pushing in. And as we go through our afternoon, those clouds will begin to build, and then some snow far out to the west of the western part of Illinois will first make its way in through here. But we won't see anything until late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, we're going to have a little bit of a rebound today. I don't want to call it a warm-up because it's still below freezing, but it's better than it has been. You know, it's kind of one of those things. 19 in Terre Haute, the forecast high, 22 in Flora, 21 in Vincennes, 21 in Lagodi, 18 in Rockville. And then tonight won't nearly be as cold as it's been our last 2 mornings. You think about that overnight low, that's kind of the temperature that you wake up to. Well, we had 2 yesterday. We're at 6 this morning, so wind chills in the sub-zeros. Terre Haute to wake up tomorrow, 15 degrees, 17 in Robinson, 18 in Vincennes, 19 in Flora. And then we start talking about that snow to start our day tomorrow. And here's Futurecast picking up at 7 o'clock tonight, and you can see the leading edge of that snow pushing into the western portion of Illinois. And then as we get late into our evening tonight, around 10 Eastern, 11 Eastern, Storm Team 10's Kevin Orpert will be here taking another look at this. But you can see by 1 a.m. Wednesday, that deep blue on your screen, that's a heavier band of snow pushing through here, and it'll hang around through the morning hours. So if you're out driving, you might see some slick roads tomorrow, and this is what has prompted that winter weather advisory from the National Weather Service. As we get through our Wednesday, here's 7 o'clock, you see it begins to push out of here, and then as we get into our afternoon on Wednesday, we start to see a little bit of clearing. Few clouds out there, but the snow for the most part will be out of here. The National Weather Service is saying between 2 to 4 inches snowfall accumulation. Futurecast, in terms of snowfall potential, is talking between 1 and 3. So I'm right there in the middle of that. I said yesterday on News 10 this morning, between 1 and 3 inches, 3 a little bit further to the southwest. I wouldn't be surprised if you live in a rural area, you could see some 4 inches. But in terms of the populated areas, the Terre Hautes and things like that, I'm thinking more between 1 and 3. So for today, we'll have a high of 19, partly cloudy and cold, and then the 7-day forecast, you can see we've got a cold start, a cold into the week, but then we get back to normal for this time of the year by the time we get to the weekend. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.